Ball and Sports Physio. Welcome again to another one of our 10 by 10 series. Today's a bit of a whole body workout. As always, work at your own pace and listen to your body. So if there's an exercise that's a little too hard for you, then you can do whatever else you want, or you can have a rest for that set. All right, let's get into it. So we're going to start with a little bit of a stretch to begin with. So our legs will be out in front of us. Now, if you don't have the hamstring length here, you can sit on something or you can just bend your legs up slightly. That's absolutely fine. Let's cross our left leg over our right. With our right hand, we'll reach around that left leg, hug it into you just slightly and take your left hand out behind you. Try to sit up really nice and tall here. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, just twist around to the left gently. We're just going to stay here for 10 breaths. Just taking your time. Don't force anything. Just enjoy that stretch through the lumbar spine and through the thoracic. We're not working too hard here. We're not here for too long. As I said, just use that breath. Just encourage the length through the head. And encourage that gentle rotation through the spine. You might, if you're lucky, also get a bit of a glute stretch. A couple more breaths. Don't force it. And last one. Coming back from there, straightening out that left leg, and we'll go over to the other side. So the right leg will cross over the left. Your left hand will wrap around that right leg, sitting up really nice and tall to begin with, and take your right hand out behind. And again, take a nice big breath in and breathe out, and just gently encourage your spine to rotate. And again, we're going to hold here for around 10 breaths. Just gently encouraging that movement, trying to stay tall, try not to roll back through the tailbone as you go, tall and lifted and gently going. And just take note of what is limiting you. Is it your thoracic spine? Is it your lumbar spine? Is it your glute? What area or where do you need to send the breath to encourage that gentle range? 2 more breaths here. And last one. And coming back. Uncrossing that leg, and then we're going to come down onto our back. So having a lie down here in your nice neutral spine position. And from here, lower tummy's really nice and strong. Float one leg up to that tabletop position, and then really engaging through that lower tummy. Think about that distance between your pubic bone and your belly button. Keep that distance the same, and your tummy's nice and strong and flat, not pushing out as you lift the second leg up to join. Let's just sit and settle here for a couple of counts. And then what I'd like you to do is take your arms, point them up towards the roof. And from here, we're going to circle both arms overhead and around. And we're going to do 5 of these. Keep that lower tummy nice and strong. Keep the knees stacked on top of the hips. And keep breathing. That's 3. 2 more in this direction, and then we're going to reverse the direction. That's our last one there. So now let's do 5 the other way. So hands will come down towards your toes to start with, coming around overhead and back to the start. So you'll feel this is slightly different when we do this. As your arms come overhead, you need to almost engage those upper abdominals just a little bit more. If you find with this position that you're starting to really grab through the hip flexors, just pull your knees in towards your hips or in towards your body just a little bit more. You'll still feel your tummy working, but you'll decrease that hip flexor grab. Alternatively, if it's not quite so comfortable, you can lower one leg down and just have one leg up, or you can alternate legs. And that was 5. Lower one leg down, lower the other down. Hands by your side, if you want to, a little bit of a side to side with the legs. and into our next abdominal exercise. Pop your hands behind your head. Cradle your head slightly in your hands and keep your elbows really nice and wide here. So it feels like your head pushes into your hands slightly and your hands push into your head. From here, float again, one leg and then the other up to that tabletop position. A little bit harder to do now with our hands overhead. If you don't want to be in this position, you can leave your legs down. And from here, take a breath in, and as you breathe out, feel as though your ribs are drawing down towards your hip bones as you just gently curl your head and shoulders forward. Now, my eye line is looking just towards the top of my knee, so I'm not looking at my tummy. I'm looking slightly up here. I'm not extending my neck and I'm not grabbing with my neck. We're going to hold here and just extend one leg away if you want to. And coming back. And the other leg. So we're trying to do 10 here. And extend and come back. So you can breathe out and in. That's 2. And in, out. And in. Now really engage that lower tummy as you send the legs away. Keep the elbows nice and wide as you go. If you're getting tired, you can choose to just hold the legs at that 90-90. If you would like a little bit more of a challenge, what you can do, I'm just going to hold for 3 seconds each side. You can lower one leg down and hold here. Let's go for 5, 4, 3. Feel as though you're pulling your hip bone into its socket and your tummy's nice and strong. 2, 1. And bring that leg up. And then send the other leg away. Hold here. So you're either extending your legs out alternately for 10 times each leg, or you can hold the leg in this position for 10 seconds, and it's quite strong. And coming back up. Lower the legs down, lower your head down, arms by your side, and just a little twist there. So just be aware, if you do choose to extend the leg out, you've really got to make sure that you're not grabbing in your back and that your tummy is strong enough for that. So you can have your leg low, or in any one of the positions, you know, at the higher you go, it's just a little bit easier for you. So from here, let's head over onto our tummy, into a little bit of back bracing. Now it's entirely up to you here if you would like to use some weights or not, just to add a little bit more work for you. So I'm going to start without the weights, and then we can add the weights if we want to. Having your forehead down onto the floor, you can give yourself a small cushion or a rolled up towel if you would like to. And just allow the shoulder blades to roll forward slightly here. Tummy's really nice and strong. And now what we want to do is just open up through the chest, thinking about the shoulder blades gliding back in together and holding there. Then lift the head slightly off of the floor. You may wish to just stay here, or you can then lift and hover the hands slightly off of the floor as well. And then lower down. Really want to hold each one for about 2 or 3 counts, not a whole long time. And then again, lower tummy strong, open through the chest. Head comes up just slightly, and then lifting the hands off and hold. And down we go. And again, opening up. Head comes up, hands come up, we hold. Think about the back of the neck being really nice and long here as you come up, and lower down. Relax completely between each one. You don't want to rush these. Open up again. Head comes up, hands come up, and we hold. We're not dumping into our back either, low back. Okay, so tummy stays super strong here. And down. The next 5, I'm going to just add some weights. So open up through the chest. I've just got large 1 kilos here. Head comes up. Now when I lift the hands now, I'm really thinking of working between the shoulder blades, and I'm just hovering them off of the floor. And then lowering down. Relax. Good. 4 more. Open through the chest. Tummy's nice and strong. Head comes up. Hands come up, work between the shoulder blades, don't work the arms, and down. It's really nice, that rounding the shoulders between each exercise. Open up again. Head comes up just gently, and hands come off and fold. Tummy's nice and strong, back to the neck's nice and long. And down. 2 more. Opening up. Head comes up. Hands come up. Hold. And obviously you can increase your hold time to challenge yourself a little bit more as you choose to do these exercises by yourself. You just need to make sure, open up through the chest, head comes up, and as you lift up, if you are holding for longer, make sure the work is still happening between the shoulder blades and it's not coming up into your shoulders at all. And lower down for 10. Well done. Okay, so let's now, we're going to come into a little bit of standing work. Using your weights, again, if you would like to, or you can go without weights, up to you. Going into our little tipping bird position, which we know. So when you bend, you're bending forward like so. So remembering when we're standing, our tipping bird, we're folding at the hips, sticking our tailbone out behind us, bending the knees. So the idea is to get quite a bit of hip flexion, okay? So as much hip flexion there as you can, not too concerned about the knees. What we're trying to do is get just a little bit of glute work happening. So I'm going to face you to do this. And we're going to alternate between flies and then triceps. Okay, so we're going to do 10 of each. So I'm in my tipping bird position. I'm pushing out slightly. I'm really feeling my glutes working. And we'll start with our flies. So our flies are in front of us here. Again, I'm looking slightly forward here. I'm not looking down at my weights and I'm not looking forward. Head slightly down in that neutral position. And then just taking the arms out to the side. Squeeze those shoulder blades and come back. So just 10 like so. So really working between the shoulder blades as we were with the back bracing that we've just done. That's 4. That might be 5. We'll call it 4. 5. Again, keep those ribs nicely knitted together. 7. Glutes should be feeling a little bit of work, and you should be feeling a little bit of work between the shoulder blades. 2 more. 2. And 1. Lovely. And now we'll go into our triceps. I'm going to come side on for this one so you can see what we're doing with our tricep curl. So bending forward again at the hips, elbows are by your side, holding those weights. Think about opening up through the shoulders exactly as we were with the back bracing, and we just straighten the arms here. For 10. 8. 7. 6. 5. Really focus on those triceps. 2 and 1. Excellent. So we're going to go into now just a little bit of a lunge here. So a little bit of leg work before we then get back down onto the floor for our last few. So we're going to start with our left foot forward. We might do the side on so you can see where we're going here. Left foot forward, right foot behind. Keep your hips in line here. So you don't want to be rotating back towards that right leg. You want to push that right hip forward, left foot, left hip back. And then from here, we're just going to go into some lunge pulses. Okay, so you can see I'm wriggling my foot forward just a tiny bit there so that my knee is directly over my ankle. And then all we're doing is 10 pulses. So come up and down. Pretty easy. Keep those hips in line. 3. Keep going. My body's up as tall as it can be. Try to find a little spot on the wall to help you with your balance if you need to, or if there's a wall nearby, you can hold it to the wall nearby. And we have 4 more. 3. 2, and 1. Excellent. And then coming back. And then we'll swap sides here now. You'll have to maybe excuse my right leg. It balance isn't quite as good on that side. So thinking nice and tall here again, just check where you are in space. Are you rotated back? Are you rotated forwards? So we do want your hips in line, and then down we go for 10. 9, 8, push through that heel. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Well done. So hopefully you're feeling a little bit quads working. You may choose to do a good 5 or 6 sets of those to really get the burn going. Following on with that, we're going to do just a lunge to high knee, okay? So from the lunge position, we're going to stay on our left foot. You're going to come down into lunge, push through that left leg, tummy's nice and strong as you drive up tall, and lift your right knee up to hip height. Come back and up. So just a little bit more dynamic work. Thinking as much as you can here about keeping that nice hip, knee, toe alignment. That's 5. Push up. Tummy strong. Good work. 3 more. 2. And 1. Lovely. And swapping legs. Again, we'll see how this right leg goes. So, starting with your foot back behind you slightly, we'll go into that lunge, push up through that right leg, and up we go. Shaking already, not happy. Good. 2. So again, if you need to, hold onto a wall for a little bit of balance. If you don't need to, that's great. But there's nothing wrong with holding on so that you can keep your technique as much in alignment as possible rather than continuing with maybe suboptimal movement patterns. Too much talking there, so I've lost the count. I think we'll do 2 more. Lovely. And just shake it out. So we're coming back down onto the floor now for our last little full body exercise before we then go into a little bit of stretching. So from here, we're rolling up into our plank position. Your choice whether you want to stay on your knees or if you want to go onto your toes. We're just going to hold for 10 counts. So entirely up to you what you want to do. From here, you can have your hands clasped together, or you can have them in line, whatever feels more comfortable for you. Tuck the toes under so you're nice and relaxed. And just relax through the chest. So we're completely, nothing is working here. Nothing is on. Now, from here, push through the elbows. Really start to engage through the shoulder blades. Head comes up slightly. Now from here, I want you to think about knitting your ribs together and slowly, slowly, slowly peeling yourself up off of the floor until all the weight is on your elbows and your knees. And that's where the weight is. Shoulders away from your ears, back in the next long, looking at your fingertips. You may wish to hold here. Now you should really feel your tummy working quite a bit already. If you want more, tuck your toes under. Keep the height. You're not going any higher. All you're doing here is just straightening those legs and hold for 10. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Now we don't collapse. 2, 1. Hold, 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 hold. Now, knees go back down onto the floor. Untuck the toes. And then slowly roll yourself down the way you can. And relax. And that is the best part of that exercise, the roll down. So, That is a lovely one to practice. Really, really nice way to get a little bit of strength for your plank, to roll up and to really engage your core muscles to do it and get your glutes going as well. With that leg extension, really starts to fire up the glutes. So a nice way to learn how to do a good plank. So let's have a little glute stretch now. So have a lie on your back, cross your left ankle over your right knee. That might be enough for you, just pushing away there. If you want more of a stretch, just with your hands, hold on to the back of your right leg here, and then just pulling that in towards you. You can let this leg relax. It doesn't need to stay active at all, but keep your tailbone nice and heavy as you pull that in. And you should feel a nice little glute stretch there. We won't hold this for too long. I think you all probably know how to do a glute stretch, so we will only do the 10 seconds. But of course, with any sort of stretch, you can hold for 10, 20, 30 seconds, or you can do really long holds if you like, if that suits you and your body likes that. Lower the leg down. So then your left foot will go onto the floor, right foot crosses over. Again, stay here if that's good enough for you and you're getting a nice stretch, or bring the leg in towards you and hold. Tailbones are really nice and heavy. Encourage that right knee away from you so you can activate a little bit through your external rotators. Keep that tailbone heavy. And then uncross the leg, lower down. I'm just going to finish with a lovely little mermaid stretch. So you can either sit in cross-legged position, high knee, or you can sit on a chair to do this, whichever you would prefer to do is fine. Left hand out to the side, right arm comes up and over, and enjoy that lovely side stretch. I think side stretching is very underrated. And then coming back. Over to the other side, right hand comes down, elbow down, left arm comes up, and enjoy that. And one side will undoubtedly feel a little tighter than the other, and that is absolutely fine. Just going to do one more each side. So left hand comes down, right arm comes up, hold here. Now if you feel particularly tight, you might want to take a big breath in, expand those ribs, and then breathe out. Let's see if you can get a bit more range. And the last one, over to the other side. Lift your arm up, elbow, right elbow comes down. Enjoy that stretch. Keep your hips down on the ground as much as you can. We want to try to anchor our hips and move our arm up and over. That's how you get the stretch. You hold, you stabilize one end of the muscle and you stretch through the other. Take a breath in and breathe out. And then coming back up. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed that session. I know I've worked up a little bit of a sweat. Hopefully you have too. And we'll see you again